The first step to preparing your fabric for sewing your slipper or your pair of slippers is to layer them. I'm doing this so that I can cut out one of these and one of these and have the material that I need for most of the slippers. So I've got this right side together, right side together, right side together, right side together. So I laid the fleece right sides with the flannel, and then I just folded it in half. So my fold is over here. And the reason I can do that is because this pattern that I'm making is a women's size 7.5, and there will be plenty of fabric to do that. If you are making a bigger pair of slippers, I'll show you how to lay that out. For a larger pair of slippers, I've laid the fabric out just in a single layer, right sides together, the inner fabric and the outer fabric, and I have some extra space there. I'm going to cut 2 more inner soles. So there's the left foot and the right foot, and then the top for each. Once you have your pieces cut, you're going to have an outer sole, an inner sole for the left foot and the right foot. You're going to have another, inner sole. This will be your padding, and you want to cut it out the size of the pattern and then trim about 1/4 inch away. That'll reduce the bulkiness of when you sew it all together. You'll also have an inner top part and an outer for right and left. And because we placed our fabrics right sides together, they're already ready to pin. So you'll pin along the inner curve of the top on both the left and the right. Once you have the inner curve pinned, you're going to stitch about 1/4 inch from the edge on both pieces. These are the pads on the insole, on the opposite side, the wrong side of the insole, and you're going to just baste to hold these two together while you build your slipper. Once you've stitched the inner curve on the top piece, you're going to clip the curves so that it's smoother when you turn it right side out, which is what I've done here. Next, we're going to add elastic at the heel, which is right here. So I've centered the heel, actually it's moved a little. Center the heel and mark about 3 inches. And then you're going to stitch a line between your pins and thread your elastic. I've also put the padding on the insoles and basted those in, so those are ready to go. I've stitched a line about 1/2 inch from the top of the heel. I'm going to thread the elastic through, and once I get it threaded, I'm going to stitch along this side, take off the pin, stretch it until I have a nice little gather at the heel, and then stitch the other side. Here's what the heel looks like with a little bit of elastic in there. Just a little give so it doesn't slide off the back of the heel. As you can see, I stitched it down on either side to hold the elastic in. On the outside, it looks like this. The next step is to pin the outer material to the inner material on the uppers, on both of them, and then you're just going to baste close to the edge to hold these together for when we attach them to the insoles. The The next step is to attach the top to the insole. And there's the padding right there. So you start and line up this point at the heel, the center of the heel, and then you're going to, this is the inseam of the left slipper, you're going to pin this around, and then, sorry, backwards, you're going to pin it from the outside first, and then the inside, so that the top goes to the outside. So this is B, and this is C. So I've pinned this one so you can see what that looks like. And then I'll just stitch around the whole thing, and then we'll put the sole on. The next step is attaching the sole. So I've got it pinned here onto the right foot. On the left foot, you're just going to turn this right sides together, line it up, and as you pin, you just kind of tuck in the extra, make sure that you don't catch any of this in your seam. And you're going to pin all the way around and leaving an opening at the inseam, because you're going to turn this all inside out when you're done. So I'm going to start stitching here, and about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit more, I'll be stitching all the way around to here on both slippers, and then turn it inside out. Once you've stitched the sole to the upper all the way around, leaving an opening, you'll trim the excess, I haven't done that on this one yet, to reduce bulk, and then you'll turn it inside out through the opening. And the last step is to stitch the opening closed, hand stitching it. You could sew that on the sewing machine if your fabric's not too thick, but I like just to whip stitch it shut. And then your slippers are ready. Once you've sewn the opening closed, the opening that you use to turn your slippers right side out, they are finished. If you have a slick floor, tile, or wood floor, you might want to grab some puffy paint to put on the bottom. That's very effective for making them non-slip. You can just put little dots or follow the pattern, put little waves, anything you like. They are machine washable, so just toss them in the washer and dryer. They clean up really well. They do use about 1 yard of fabric, 1/2 yard for the outside, 1/2 yard for the inside, so they're really inexpensive to make. If you have fabric on hand like I did, they're actually free. Oh, and you do need a little bit of elastic, about 6 inches of elastic. I'll post the link to the written instructions and pictures of the process. If you do end up making a pair of these, leave a comment below and let me know how it went for you. For more inspiration, head on over to my perpetual project. Thanks for watching.